I love Ethan Hawke. I love his work. Have you ever seen his walk?
His walk, the way he walks?
Oh yeah.
No.
He walks with his chest out, and when he walks, his arms go behind him. And it looks like he is like just strutting.
Yes.
It's his real walk.
Hello, beautiful subatomic particles. Now, I know that The Walking Dead Season 7 wrapped up last month, but that doesn't mean we can't take a moment to look back at the last season. Who knows? Maybe we'll sit down with one of the actors to see if we can get him to spill some beans. There's also a buttload of goings-on in The Walking Dead comics if you've been paying attention. Anyways, to help us reflect, I enlisted the help of our resident demonologist and enthusiast of all things morbid, Clarke Wolfe.
Oh, thanks, Mike, but again, not a demonologist.
Congratulations on your degree.
Still not a demonologist. Hi, everyone.
Before we dive into some heavy subject matter, let's dip our little toesies in some upcoming events. Phoenix Comic-Con is going down at the Phoenix Convention Center.
Sure, that makes sense. And we'll be there with both our Skybound booth and Super Fight Red Flags booth. Now whip out some pencils and write down the Social Security, these booth numbers, 767, 769, 866, and 868. There will be a test later.
And don't forget, we would love to see photos and videos of your Walking Dead or Skybound cosplay. Hell, if you're going as a characters from Saga or other Image titles for that matter, send them our way. You can either tweet us here, or Facebook us here, or tag us on Instagram here, or text my personal number. Damn it, Ian, you put my phone number in. This is ridiculous. I'm gonna text him right now.
Well, okay, while you're handling your personal business, I recently sat down with the Walking Dead actor Austin Nichols to talk about his work on the show and another huge death scene he was a part of recently. Roll it.
Oh, I'm sorry, I meant to say that a lot.
Hello everybody, my name is Clarke Wolfe and we have a very fun interview for you today. I'm sitting down with Mr. Austin Nichols. Austin, thank you for chatting.
Thank you for having me.
I'm very excited to talk to you about all the things.
Thank you, I'm excited.
So let's start out just with a general question, a question that we like to ask a lot of our guests here at Skybound. Where did your interest for performing or acting first start?
I didn't know where for many, many years, and I finally traced it back to 8th grade. I grew up in Austin, Texas, and my sister was a junior in high school, and she was dating a senior. And all these seniors came over to my house and they said, "We're going to see Dazed and Confused." And Richard Linklater made that movie in Austin. He's an Austinite. But I saw locations from my town, and I saw a truck drive over my friend's yard, and my high school, and all these different things around my city. And I saw that, and I went, "Oh my God, this is something that you can do. This isn't just some like nebulous like thing that happens that no one has access to. Like you can actually be in movies or make television or whatever." But it was Richard Linklater, and it was his movie that, inspired me.
Have you had a chance to either audition for Linklater or tell him that his movie was the thing that...
No, I've never met him. I've never told him that. I've never auditioned for one of his movies. Maybe someday.
Yeah, maybe someday.
I'd like that.
I have a feeling it's not far off.
Yeah.
I have a feeling. If only Ethan Hawke would just get out of the way, then you can come in and have all the parts. So get out of here, Ethan Hawke. I gotta give a spoiler alert, I suppose. Spoiler alert if you are behind on all of these wonderful television shows. But both Spencer and Sam met a pretty vicious end.
Yeah.
At Deadpool Movie
Oh, cool.
asks, and I love this question, after being killed by two icons, Negan and Norman Bates, is there anyone else you'd like to be killed by?
Great question. Okay, I'm gonna go horror for a second.
Okay.
That's fun.
Go, I'm ready.
Leatherface.
Nice.
Yeah,
Texas.
Texas.
Good old Texas
Yep.
boy.
Yep.
Gotta keep it real, keep it at home.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll just continue having a great career as a guy who dies really
You're
well.
like the final boy instead of, This is kind of interesting. I'm curious about this. What sort of path do you think Spencer could have gone down had he not been killed off? Would he have survived much longer? What do you think?
I think there's another version of Spencer that wanted to grab Rosita and run away, and just run away from it all, and So I think there was a selfish side of him that would have kind of just wanted to like grab the girl and go.
Yeah.
That would have been fun.
It would have been fun. So Jim asks, do you think Spencer felt he was really ready to lead, or was he still trying to impress his mom?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. I think making Deanna proud is definitely real for Spencer. For sure. Was he 100% ready? No, I don't think Spencer was ever 100% ready. He repeatedly rushed out too soon on his ideas. I don't know, that's fun to think about.
Yeah. Before we let you go, any quick predictions, comic or no, any quick predictions for where you think Walking Dead will go in future seasons?
With so many different worlds now introduced, I mean, I know that there's a war coming and that's happening. But is Rick gonna die?
I mean,
Will Rick ever die?
Will he?
Will Daryl ever die?
Will he? I don't know.
They say everybody dies in The Walking Dead.
I've taken up too much of your time, Austin. Thank you for coming in and
Thank
for
you.
being here.
Thank
This
you.
was such a lovely talk.
So happy to come.
And we'll hopefully have you back when you're done shooting your next movie.
I'd love to.
All right, deal.
Thanks.
Hey, Clarke, that was amazing. I really do like the way that Ethan Hawke. Oh, hold on.
I like the way he does.
I'm getting
What?
a phone call. Ooh, FaceTime.
Hey, Cruz. Oh, hey, Clarke.
Hello.
Just calling to tell you, I finished the piece right in time for the episode.
Okay, but we're recording right now.
Oh, but I'm sorry, guys. I've been here for 3 days straight. I've eaten nothing but unsalted almonds, and I just wanted to tell you immediately so that I could go home.
Go home.
Yeah, go now.
Okay, but first, can I say it?
Say what?
Roll it.
Dear viewers, it has been an incredibly bloody year for us here at Skybound. And I'm not just talking about the show, but in the pantheon of our comics and work, gallons of blood has been spilled. But I want to take a moment with you all and dig a little deeper into some of the major deaths inflicted by our man Negan from the past season of The Walking Dead. But also check out how they stack up with the characters' deaths, or lack thereof, in the comics. If you aren't caught up on the show or comics, turn back now. You don't want any spoilies, do you? Let's dive in, shall we? Cue splash sound, Michael. First off, we've got the obvious ones, Glenn and Abraham. Now, we are all fully aware that the death of Glenn was almost shot for shot the same as the comic, and that the show took a crack at a different death for our beloved Abe. Pun, kaboom! In issue 98, he takes a pointy stick to the head during a supply run with Eugene rather than a bat to the head. In the show, this death was given to Denise, who in the comics was bitten by a walker and put down by Michonne. But at the end of the day, Abraham's story was always heading to a messy conclusion. Oh, kaboom again! Let's jump to episode 8. Here we see our not-so-beloved Spencer having a nice game of billiards with our leather-clad villain. And the next thing you know, Spencer's spilling his guts all over the ground. Now in the book, this death scene happened in the same manner, all but being during a game of pool. But there was one other death in this scene that isn't exactly attributed to Negan, but was totally his doing. Olivia's death may have been from the hands of a rat, but this never would have transpired without the order from Negan.
Kill somebody.
So boom, he did it. But in the book, Olivia experiences some head trauma of a different sort thanks to Alpha, who disguised herself as one of Rick's peoples from the fairgrounds to lure people away and turn their heads into undead kebabs. Ew. The next death is a doozy. This character's role was changed quite a bit from the comic to the show. Dr. Emmett Carson sees his demise as he's thrown into an incinerator at the Savior compound following a slippery move from our man Dwight. To uphold the integrity of his recently escaped wife Sherry, he slips the note she left him in Doc's pocket and bang, flies into the incinerator. In the comics, Carson was not necessarily a doctor, but more of a trusted accomplice of Negan. Good old Carson also meets his demise at the hands of Alpha, who mounts his noggin onto a stick. Oh, hey Olivia. On to disgusting, no-good rapist Dave. Negan catches him attempting to perform an unthinkable act to Sasha, and he gets right to the point and shuts that shit down. The point was supposed to be a pun, a triple kaboom, I guess. He shoves his blade into David's neck, echoing the way he kills him in the books. The dialogue in this scene matches up pretty directly with the comic, but it's Sasha who is imprisoned, not Holly. Sasha's arc actually mirrors that of the character Holly from the books, who is a construction worker at the Alexandria Safe Zone, which, you guessed it, brings me to my final death. Our beloved Sasha. While her death was self-inflicted, there's no denying that Negan was responsible. The scene in the show unfolds in a similar way to Holly's death from the books, other than one key difference. Holly was actually killed by Negan, who was sick of her clucking, whereas Sasha took the ultimate one for the team by taking a cyanide pill. God damn it! We are sorely going to miss you, Sash. Goodbye. Well, viewers, that's about all the time that I'm allowed. As much as I'd love to stay and discuss how much of an asshole Negan can be, the show must go on. But don't forget to check out the comics if you haven't. There is so much for you to experience that differs from the show and any other story for that matter. So Cruz and Clarke, take it away. Hold on. Damn, transition machine. And got it. Take it away.
Okay, that was actually really good. Bravo.
Fine, it was great. If you guys didn't notice, there are tons of similarities between the show and the comics, but there are pivotal differences that completely set the book's story apart. You all have plenty of time to catch up before season 8 starts, so go do that. And if you are caught up, we'd love to hear what you have to think in the comments below.
And don't forget to keep checking in on the Insiders Facebook group to remain up to date on our upcoming interviews and even get your question featured on the show.
Thank you so much for coming, Clarke. We always love having you. Other than the Outcast podcast that hits iTunes every Friday, anything else you want to throw out there?
Hells yeah, you can find me on the internet at Clarke Wolfe, Clarke with an E, Wolf with an E. And hey, if you live in the Los Angeles area, why don't you come see my new slasher musical called Slashed, the Musical. It's exactly what it sounds like. You can find all the information on my social media. It's awesome.
I will be there.
Awesome.
Check out the full-length interviews on Skybound.com. Follow us everywhere on social media. Like, comment on the video. Tune in every week. Do all of the things. Thank you, everybody. Well, it's time to walk like Ethan Hawke. Ha ha.